Hi, my name is Lane Jameson, and today I have the pleasure of introducing to you a longtime friend, Hudson Clift. You will never not see Hudson down in Ole Miss every weekend or with a Celsius in hand, but this is not all that Hudson has to offer. She is kind, helpful, and fun to be around. Being in 4th grade Miss Davis's class, so strength and conditioning now, Hudson is a force to be reckoned with. She even made our whole grade sing happy birthday to her in middle school cafeteria for her half birthday because she had a summer birthday. She can talk to anyone she meets, which is hard to do, and she does it well by making anyone comfortable to talk to her. If you do not know who she is yet, you might see her park a little crooked in the senior lot. I will stop talking so you can hear what Hudson has to say, so I'm happy to introduce to you Hudson Louise Clift.
I hate change. I'm the type of person who likes routine and familiarity. I have my day-to-day schedule, and I always know what to expect and when to expect it. I like to be close to home, and when I was younger, I would rarely spend the night out. When I was in 5th grade, I was at one of my friend's house hanging out. We had just finished our exam week, and it was finally summer. It was getting late, and she asked my friend and me if we wanted to spend the night. My stomach dropped. That was the last thing I wanted to do. My poor 5th grade self hated to spend the night out. It would never do it. But on the other hand, I was scared of the judgment I would get for always wanting to go home. My brain started to scramble for an excuse as to why I couldn't, but my mind was blank. Our friend told us to text our moms, and that sparked an idea in my head. I thought to myself, my mom will say no. She'll definitely know that I want to come home, and now looking back on it, I'm not sure why I expected my mom to be able to read my mind. So I texted my mom, and of course she said yes. My mom actually encouraged me to spend the night out and get over my phobia. I was distraught. I was scared to be lame and not spend the night, but I also knew I wanted to be home. My mom told me I didn't have to stay the night, but one day I'd have to get over my fear because I wasn't going to live at home. So for some reason, that random night, I decided to conquer my fears. I would spend the night out. So we spent the rest of the night watching movies, making musicals, and baking. I was having a blast and making fun of myself for being so scared. But then the part I'd been dreading the most came. It was time to get to sleep. Since there were 3 of us, we decided to sleep in her brother's room because he had a king-size bed. I chose to sleep in the middle of the bed, and at the time I should have thought that more through. I am naturally hot-natured, and if I was so nervous about spending the night out, then why would I choose to uncomfortably sleep in the middle of 2 people? I reluctantly got into bed and tried to sleep. I laid there and fell half asleep, and the panic started to set in. I was hot and not tired at all, but all my friends were asleep. I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is the most awkward situation of my life. What am I supposed to do? Fake sleep? I sat there contemplating my life decisions. Why would I do this to myself? Is it too late to walk home? I finally got up the courage to text my mom. I texted her a subtle mother. There was no response. 5 minutes later, I texted again, help, can you please come get me? I can't sleep. Still no response. I finally got the courage to call my mom, and she was not happy with me. But I, on the other hand, was relieved. I thought to myself, thank gosh, my mom is coming to the rescue. I will never spend the night out again. And for a couple of years, I didn't spend the night out. Looking back at those years of sleepover anxiety, I laugh at myself. I'm lucky to have had parents who would wake up in the middle of the night and come get me. I overthought everything way too much and should have just relaxed and enjoyed my time. Next year, I'll be forced out of my comforts of home. I won't be able to call my mom or dad in the middle of the night to come get me. I will have a new home and routine that I will have to get used to. This change is scary for me, but it's also exciting. I've learned through the years that change is inevitable, and it's better to accept it and adjust to it rather than fight it. My advice to anyone who is as reluctant to change as I am is to think how boring your life would be if everything stayed the same and you were never pushed out of your comfort zone. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm a strong believer in that. I know I'll be perfectly fine next year, and although I'm reluctant to make this change, it's good to remind yourself that it is not the end of the world and I will survive. Thank you.